Yo, what's up guys, it's Shaky, and today we have the Dosa guide. I will have timestamps down below in the comments, so if you guys would like to hop anywhere around in the video, feel free. Now, I would listen to everything I have to say about the class so that we can get a deep dive on Dosa and really understand it. Now, I do want to add a little tiny disclaimer. We don't have Awakening, we don't have bombs, and we don't have the Abyssal skill probably. So I want you guys to understand this is more of a soft guide for the release so you guys know how to play. These things will get added in the coming weeks. So if you guys want to stay up to tune with everything, join my community Discord. I'll flash it on the screen and it will be in the description of this video for you guys to join. As these things get added, I'll be posting them in my Discord so that you guys can get the first look at how these changes work before I post them in videos. You guys can be ahead of that. But nonetheless, once Awakening and Succession drops, I will drop a full guide for the class, Awakening and Succession. What are my initial thoughts and reactions of Dosa? So, take what I say with a grain of salt because, like I said, we tested it on Global Labs, and Global Labs is known to be notoriously laggy. So, take it with a grain of salt. I think so far, the class seems pretty good. I like the way it feels. It's very fluid. From what it seems like so far, he has a very easy entry level. Like his floor is very easy to obtain. Ceiling, I would say, is not the hardest, but it's also not easy. I think his ceiling is going to be like mid-tier. So overall, I'd put him in like mid-tier difficulty. Mobility-wise, he's pretty solid. A lot of wind-ups though. He's very prone to grabs. Damage-wise, seems pretty okay. Protection seemed pretty good. The one thing I think Dosas are going to have a big problem with so far is CCing people. You're going to have a hard time CCing people for sure, and those SA forward guard classes are going to be a problem. Another thing to note is that he is magic damage, so Striker and Mystic will be another problem. So we'll have to see how it goes and how his damage actually translates on live, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Global Lab testing is more so to figure out how the class works and how it functions. But let's go ahead and get to the next segment. So the question is going to be DR and Evasion, and it's a very funny question because DR and Evasion just changed, and players are still trying to learn more about DR and Evasion because it just changed, right? And there's going to be a lot of builds and a lot of things to discover. Everything's brand new right now. So what should you guys go with? Well, Dosa is interesting. So he actually doesn't have any DP passive at all. Nothing. What he does have is that his E buff, right, actually gives him a plus 20 DP buff. And then if you do his forward F, you get a plus 20 DP buff. Now, one thing to note is that forward F is actually unsafe. So this is super armor, and then the hit version is unsafe, right? So what you could say is, well, I could throw on a 20 DP add-on onto that, and then boom, 40 DR. Cool. Well, interestingly enough, they gave Dosa a proper evasion offhand. He gets the proper evasion offhand. Now, the green offhand in today's meta is definitely worse, right? You can't really drop as low of AP, and it's kind of locked behind Devo. The new 270 AP is essentially 297 to 305, so you can't really rock a green offhand unless you're got some AP behind it now. I would say that you could go DR or evasion. It's up to you. They're both going to work. This class is a duelist, so maybe even hybrid will be good. So I don't think there's a right answer to DR or evasion. It's going to be up to you. One thing to note when you guys are building your builds is that the class has a solid amount of accuracy. He's 25% accuracy across the board, just like Musa. And then he also has an evasion shred on his forward RMB. It's an unsafe skill. But nonetheless, if you throw on the add-ons on there, you can create a solid hit disparity of 38% hit rate just by hitting forward RMB. Keep that in mind for your DR and evasion build. You can go DR or evasion. There's really no right or wrong answer. Just because he has a plus 20 DP active doesn't mean that he can't go evasion. Musa and Meiwa had the plus 20 DP active just before this patch, and they were evasion classes. So I think he's a diverse class. He can do whatever he wants, and he's going to have different builds. So that's going to be up to you. Alright guys, next up, we're going to go over your skill build, like what to lock. Let's go over your hotbar, and then we'll go over the add-ons, okay? So as far as your skill build goes and like what we're going to lock and whatnot, we're not going to be locking anything at all we're going to just only hotbar the ebuff, which is Prime Cloud Legion. Just going to drag it. As of right now, that's the only thing you need to have on your hotbar. Okay. Now, as far as like what to lock, you're not going to lock anything. Just lock your evasion roll, and that's it. As far as skill add-ons go, I am going to flash them on the screen right now. So here are your add-ons for PvP. Feel free to pause the video. And here are your add-ons for PvE. And feel free to pause the video. Now, as far as cooldowns and whatnot, if you guys like May layout, you guys can feel free to copy it. A little bit of a quick guide on this and how to do this. Go to your settings. I want you guys to type in quick slot. Go to your general settings. You want to enable separable quick slot. Once you guys have that, come over to edit UI. Make sure you have custom HP bar ticked on, and then you're going to tick on auto align quick slots as well. It also helps. And then I pretty much put all my CD ones right under my character. So CD 1, 2, 3, 4, all that jazz is right here. Then from there, you're going to press K. Come over to skill cooldown slots, and you guys can feel free to copy everything I have. So I'm going to scroll down. Feel free to copy everything, slow the video down, get all the cooldowns you need that are pretty important to have a monitor on, and you guys can arrange it however you will. Now, the only skill you aren't able to put on your skill cooldown slot for now, at least I wasn't able to on global, maybe you'll be able to on live, is Flow Velum Slash. Flow Velum Slash is literally your main CC, I shit you not, and you can't put a cooldown on it, which is really annoying. But luckily enough, the cooldown is really low. It's like 4 seconds, so not a big deal. Everything else though, we already have the cooldown slot up for you in the guide. So there you guys go. Now the next thing is you guys need to understand his passive. Now, if I were you guys, I would also read this for yourself so you have an understanding. It's just like probably like the most important part of his kit, to be honest. It's passive and understanding how it works, because you are going to want to keep this passive up 24/7. Okay. Now his passive is called Prime Unsa's Air, and we're just going to be calling it the Fog passive. The way it works is that they want you to weave out of Fog skills, and each time you cast a Fog skill, you get a level. For example, if I press C, I'm going to get a Fog level 1, right? And so there's Fog levels, right? You have Fog level 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Now, take a look at this, right? Fog level 1 lasts for 3 seconds. Fog level 2 lasts for 6 seconds. Fog level 3 lasts for 10 seconds. So pretty much, you're going to want to keep this Fog level 4 24/7, and it's actually really easy to do that. The reason why you want this passive up is not for the critical hit rate. It actually interacts and it changes how some skills function. So now you guys are going to understand why I have the add-ons the way I do. So the main reason why you want to get Fog level 4 is if you look right here, if you look at Flow Blinding Slash, we look at Flow Rising Slash, Flow Twin Slash, and Prime Fog Cleave. These 4 skills, when you look at the description here, when you're Fog level 2, it does negative 20 DP for 5 seconds. For Fog level 4, it does negative 20 DP for 10 seconds. Those 4 skills I just named is literally why Fog level 4 is important. It's because of the AP and the DP shred. This is why we're doing it. Now you guys are going to understand why I have the add-ons the way I do. And you guys are going to get a little bit of understanding here. So we have DP shred on Summer Breeze. Summer Breeze, right? Negative 20 DP and attack speed plus 10%. So we're going to do Flow, Velum Slash, and then we're going to do Prime Summer Breeze. This is your knockdown. Now, why do we have negative 20 DP there? Well, as long as you have Fog level 4, this actually leads straight to your DP shred. All those skills I just named, they have really long flows. Like this is super long, for example. This is a 3-hit combo, right? This is the long flow, right? This is the long flow, right? This is the long flow here, right? Quick slash. So now, when you do Shift R&B, just when you do Summer Breeze, this will actually speed up your flows, and you can actually hit all the stuff, and it does crazy damage. So, for example, if you hit like this, Summer Breeze, boom. Now you can do R&B, and that leads to Rising, and it leads to Ricochet. See what I'm saying? And then after Ricochet, you'll be doing this. Fog Cleave. And then if you look, it does the 2 hits of Fog Cleave. If you can imagine, sometimes you won't land, you know, this, right? Sometimes you're going to have to do E, which is unsafe. And if you look, when you press R and B, it flows differently. So there'll be different combo flows you're going to want to learn. Forward R and B. Fog Bloom is your main re-CC because it's the fastest and it is unprotected. But what Fog Bloom does is that it has an evasion shred on there of 6%. That's why I have the accuracy on this. So we have plus 5%, negative 5. So if you guys do the math, right? Look, he has 25% hit rate total, okay? Now if you look, this is how we're min-maxing damage here. We've added negative 20 DP. The add-on, so evasion negation, this pretty much counts as hit rate. So basically, Velum Slash turns to 16% of hit rate difference. So 25 plus 16. We're at 41% hit rate off of just that. So this is why this class is super high accuracy. Does that mean not build accuracy? No, because this is unsafe. You won't be able to land this too much in large scale. So large scale, you're going to have to like do protective stuff. You're still going to want to have accuracy. No matter what, still going to be an important kit, but just know he can get away with it. So in general, guys, if you guys want to know how to proc Prime Unsa's Air, if you read the passive, it tells you all the skills that give you fog levels, okay? Another thing to note, your parry, this thing, is your best friend. If you parry someone, insta level 4 for free. And once you're level 4, you're gonna be spamming C, because C is like a range knockback, and that gives you a level. So you can keep level 4 for free. Super easy. So parry gets you into level 4, and then just keep spamming C to maintain it. Other than that, if you are starting a fight, you're gonna want to do a small quote-unquote pre-buff rotation. Also, guys, you can press your E-buff, and your E-buff will instantly give you level 4 as well. So my way of pre-buffing to level 4, the quickest way I found and the most efficient, is you're going to do Fog Bloom, then you're going to press E, which is Blade Waltz, then you're going to press C, and then you're going to press back R and B. And this will give you level 4. And then from here, just keep spamming C, because C is your CC, and that'll just keep redoing it. Other than that, let's say you're in the pocket and you're fighting, and you are about to, like, you know, lose out of it, right? Back F is really good for creating distance, and it'll also give you level 4 easily. So mainly, to keep it up, just press C or just do back F. They're both fine. Or if you know you're going to combo and you're going to press like E, for example, or you know you're going to press like Fog Bloom, then you should be fine. But other than that, getting level 4 is free. So either you're going to press Q, or you're going to press, like I said, W, R, and B, E, C, back R and B, and then that's your combo for that. Super easy. Alright guys, so for the movement, it's actually really easy. Just have to get used to it. So first and foremost, learn how to do your iframe, and then any direction with D or A, R, and B. You can chain that infinitely, so look. See what I'm saying? You can chain this like pretty easy, okay? From there, I want you guys to learn that oblique cleave can come out of literally any skill. Any skill will lead to oblique cleave. So for example, you press spacebar, oblique cleave comes out. This is also a down smash in PvP, and it also gives you some pretty solid movement, right? Once you learn that, WF also moves you, and this is what gives you your DP buff. So all your movement should start with WF, right? Let me show you what I mean. WF, L and B, this, and then you're going to do that pretty much, right? So you'll do your D and then plus R and B, and then you can go into the R and B flows. So I'm going to do it one more time for you guys. And then you can do oblique cleave, for example, right? This alone, we've already moved a lot, and remember, you can keep, you know, rotating with the iframe, right? So for example, you guys see what I'm saying? It's really solid movement he actually has. So you definitely can get around, like no problem. From there, you have back R&B. So you can back R&B in any direction. Remember that. So if you want to move, like let's say I want to move forward, right? I'm going to rotate my camera back and then I move forwards. You guys catch my drift? And then from there, you can also, right? You can also do back F. So back F, when you hold F, you'll enter a state called mystifying. And then you can point your camera in any direction and he'll move there. So for example, this is the mystifying thing where you move. So, and that is like literally all his movement. And then you have shift spacebar. Shift spacebar is called cloud step. And then he starts flying. So that's literally all his movement. And then you can just keep chaining all of that. So all in all, it's going to look like this. So just get good at chaining this pretty much. You guys catch my drift. It's all it really is. Learn how to chain that and you're pretty much good to go on the movement. It's not that hard. So you guys know, any Fox guild can pretty much be iframed out of to sort of speed it up. Doesn't necessarily speed it up, but it kind of moves you. So for example, if I press Shift F, kind of a long wind up there, right? And then Shift Q, if I just cast it, long wind up, right? Shift R and B, long wind up. Shift L and B, long wind up. But a lot of these skills, you can either iframe in between it to sort of speed it up, or you can speed it up. So if I iframe and I shift R and B, this will come out instantly. If I do that from flow Venom Slash, shift R and B will also come out pretty quickly. But shift Q, you're not going to be kind of canceling it. You want to throw this for damage. So like, for example, you'll do Shift F, iframe, and Shift Q. So it'll look like this. And then that's going to stack with like the arrow fall there. So that's like what happens. But those are like really the main cancels. It's nothing too crazy. You can pretty much iframe out of most of his long animations. So like move it. See? And then that'll lead to that. So you kind of have to watch how you iframe. You're limited 3 seconds, so you can't just like keep spamming it. As far as protected engages go, you have your Shift R and B, which is what I was just showing you. You can cancel this. It's your knockdown. You have your Shift E, which you can move with teleporting, which you can go behind them. It's another knockdown. Your R and B flow, so anything that goes into this R and B, which is flow Verga Shaft. It's another knockdown. And then C is a knockback from range. It actually travels really far, so play around with it. Also, if you do back R&B, you can go straight into Verga Shaft if you hold LMB. So if you hold this, it goes straight into Verga Shaft. As you can see though, these are like really slow CCs, so you can kind of see what I'm saying. It's a bit tough to CC with him. And now we're going to go into your semi-safe CCs. Semi-safe, you have your LMB flow, right? This is like unsafe on hit, but then it's like unsafe, right? So this is like murderous intent on ninja pretty much. You can like iframe out of it, or you can cancel like a knockdown. So like you can go like this, for example, into your knockdown, right? This is like your main engage right there. So mainly you're gonna be doing Venom Slash into Shift R and B. That's like gonna be your main catch on this class. So once you guys get a hand of that, you have your E, which is a float, Blade Waltz. The kick is the float. And then you have your WF, which is unsafe on hit. So these are semi-safe because you can cancel out of them. So for example, if I do like E, it's unsafe on hit, and then it goes to super armor, so it's like semi-safe, right? Then your WF, you can just iframe out of it on hit. Like literally as soon as it hits, you can iframe out of it. So it's pretty solid. So if you look again, and then you can iframe out of it, right? You can also like Shift Q, whatever you want to do. For unsafe CCs, you have W R and B, which is mostly going to be your re-CC. And then from WF, if you hold F, he'll do another knockdown. So you go like this. This is unsafe, right? But like, let's say this tree is a player. You could go, like you could angle this like Solar Flare on the Warrior. Like this, and then knock him from the back. And then that actually leads to canceling into Blinding Slash. So you'll go straight into a super armor. So like this. You can go straight into that. So you'll get a knockdown. as far as like debuffing goes, if you parry and hold LMB, you'll slash him and do a movement speed debuff. Your main debuff will be back RMB. This does a 40% movement speed debuff. So your down smashes, you have Shift F, the down smash. I actually put a down smash add-on on Shift F because I think he's gonna have perma resets later. Your spacebar is a down smash, and then Shift R and B is also a down smash. So those are like your kind of engages and CCs you're gonna want to know about, and yeah.